The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Hey!
Hi, Isaac.
Was that Adele's Hello from the Other Side, only Screamo?
It was. Hold on, God, I can't breathe in this thing. Hold on, I can't breathe in this. Yes, it was. It was Adele, and the guy's name is Leo Michelli or something like that.
I've heard that before. I think he's like a Swedish dude or something.
Dude, yeah, he's awesome. It's a really long intro, but I don't care.
Screamo, Hello from the Other Side. Interesting.
Okay, so we're getting into it today, little buddy.
That's what I hear.
So there's an agenda that came out that said the superintendent is going to go to the board and ask for permission to put a mask mandate on the school.
Okay.
That was 2 days ago, and somebody said it to me 2 days ago, and I'm like, I'm not going to share this until everybody else finds out because I don't want to freaking do that because it's like I just knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fortunately, well, not fortunately, everybody, I was amazed at how I posted that post and I said, hey, on our site, we're not doing that bullshit where you're going to fight, you know what I mean? Throw out stats. It's just so annoying. The other site right now is doing that, and on my burner account, and I'm just like, oh my God, you freaking people. I mean, have you read any of that?
I'm blocked on it.
Oh,
I'm texting a client back.
Let me read some of it. And it's like makes me embarrassed to be from Poland when you read some of these people. And I know who these people are that are making these comments. But it's like, are you seriously going to be that? So you're not going to get your way, and now you're going to be a big freaking crybaby. And that's coming from me, one of the biggest crybabies ever. And that I whine about everything.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can. Let me read you some of the stuff on this other page. Again, it's not about the other page right now. It's about these freaking comments and our fellow citizens in Poland. Actually, I think they took the one down. She took the one down.
What did the one say?
She took the one down. Oh, no, 167 comments on this post.
Wow.
The original post was, I'm hearing talk about a 25-day mask policy at Poland. Does anyone know? But that's all it said. 167 comments of people saying this, people saying that, adults throwing fits over such nonsense. I like this. It's a mask. How about a role model and teach your kids not to be big adults in fits and be? That's what I was kind of saying.
Yeah.
Like, hey, the decision's been made. And it's not that we're not fighting. We'll fight for what we believe in, but I don't think a mask is that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
It's
a slippery slope.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I get that people want their freedoms, but it's like, to me, it's about keeping the kids in school, and if it keeps the kids in school, than just stinking.
That's it.
You know,
that's the key.
Yeah,
I don't think it has to do with masks or no masks. Getting some, granted, some of the kids are sick and could get sick, but it's a smaller number. It's more about.
The other thing about that, though, Luke, is like, aren't they vaccinated? They'll be fine, right? If they're vaccinated, if vaccines work, they'll be fine.
Please contact me when you have 5 minutes. Hey, message me. I don't know who that is. I can't see.
Yeah.
Message me, whoever that is, and I gladly talk. Mike Sperm says ready to riot. So, Ben's home too, and Maggie's at conferences. Yes, Benjamin. Ask Lucas to get you some more. My 3-year-old's running around with the 10-year-old. I'm sure it's fine. Hold on. I'm going to scream at Lucas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lucas! Yes, there are in the bowl. The one without sauce that he likes. Come on, man. Sorry. That's how you parent right there. It's about the contact tracing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
That's it. It's about the contact tracing. There's nothing else other to do with that.
Which is an annoying rule set by the government that's just really, really freaking dumb, and I agree with that. Yeah. But if contact tracing requires more kids to be out if they're not wearing masks versus if they are, then just wear the masks so the kids stay in school.
Example. Okay? Example.
Yeah.
My kid is not wearing a mask. He sits next to somebody who tests positive. He's home for like 7 or 10 days.
Yeah.
Right? I have to get a babysitter. I have to bring him to work. He might have COVID, right?
Yeah.
Now, if he's wearing a mask,
I have to get the pork chops out of the oven.
Okay. If he's wearing a mask, and then he doesn't have to come home. I don't have to get a babysitter. I don't have to interrupt my work. It just makes common sense, and that's a rule. That's not our school. That's the government. End of story. Mask, no mask. You guys can cry and complain all you want about having to wear a mask. It doesn't matter. It's about keeping our kids in school. Bottom line. And you can say, oh, masks don't work, blah, 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 blah. That's a rule by the government. So you people that are on the other page, if you're watching this, quit freaking whining about it because you want your kids at school. You want your kids at school.
And that's it. I agree. There are studies that show that masks don't work. I mean, it probably stops like sneezing and coughing in a good amount, but like airborne sickness, whatever, it can go through the mask. I get the point. I get that, but it's about just keeping kids in school. Yeah.
And the pissing match that people are having on this other page about intelligence, and they're like, well, you're a fool and you're smart.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. None of you freaking people. The only people that make any sense are the doctors that are on there. Those are the only ones I'm going to trust. I'm not going to trust some chick that's on Facebook tagging stuff and like posted. There was somebody that was like, I don't know, different websites.
Dude.
Oh my God.
This thing has caused so much separation because you are basically, you have to pick a side. They're trying to convince you to pick a side, and people dig their feet in and say, you need to get vaccinated. You need to wear a mask because if you don't do that, you don't care about the rest of society. You only care about yourself and you're selfish. And then the other side is you don't care about, you're going to cause more harm than good. The vaccine doesn't work. COVID's nothing. Like, you're an idiot for believing it. And it's both sides. There's nobody's allowed to have, you have to pick a side basically. So
it's so frustrating reading these moronic people. And they just sound stupid. Some of them on this other page, I'm not going to say names.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's annoying.
You got to. You don't have a burner account on there. You got to get one.
No, because I don't even. People go in the comment section, and it's even more hard hitting because it's everybody in Poland. You're choking on water.
Hold on, I got COVID.
It hits harder here in Poland because people are commenting and trying to like so-called dunk on one another or make like somebody comments and then somebody will comment like attacking them and trying to make them feel stupid or look stupid. And it's just like, you're not doing anything. You're not helping. You're just.
Bill McMahon says, I feel for the administration and teachers. I'm going to tell you what, it is brutal. I happen to know a teacher. This is brutal.
Yeah. But like, I would wear a mask if I was the administration just to cover my own ass. Like, just, you know what I mean?
Another funny point though, just to spur the conversation, I dropped Cameron off for orientation.
Yeah.
So it's like all the grades, parents, everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody was wearing a mask. So you literally have like a super spreader of like all these people going into the school. Like, my God. So I don't know. And again, the agenda's for vote. So we don't even know what the board is going to vote either.
Yeah.
Like you can have three board members vote, no, I don't want masks. And I think that's it. Right? I'm going to be very curious to see what board members. You guys want to take a tally? Anybody want to guess what board voters?
We could vote. Well,
Denopolis.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. The board members are elected by the people. So it shouldn't matter what we think. It would be who elected them would sway their decision. You know what I mean? So like, if more people say no masks, theoretically they should vote no masks, right?
But they're also in charge of the school and they're responsible for the children. So if they're thinking it's a safety issue, right?
Yeah.
Right? Who cares what the people are saying?
Because they would want to cover their own butts in case something goes wrong.
So you don't say, and again, this thought kind of crossed my mind. Whoa, boy, here we go. It's game time. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh boy, it's a packed house, Isaac. Let's
Welcome,
go!
ladies and gentlemen, to the regular meeting of the Poland Local Board of Education.
His voice, it sounds like he's almost trembling.
3rd,
Well,
2021.
Denopolis has
Now
a mask
6
on.
PM, and I call
That's a
this
yes
meeting to
vote for
order.
mask.
Will you
Denopolis.
rise with me to recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
Is anybody wearing masks in there?
Denopolis is. Hey, rise up. All right. To the republic, for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the record, we have 64 people watching right now. They have 10.
Or is that 100?
Treasurer, Residing Secretary, Mrs. Muntean, to call the roll, please.
Is anybody else on the board wearing masks? I can't see.
Here. Mr. Polis?
Here.
Mr. Riddle?
Here.
Mr. Warren?
Here. That's a
At this
statement from
time, we
Denopolis.
begin our meeting with public participation.
Yeah.
The president is the presiding officer. and
Nobody
shall
in the
be
audience is
all
wearing a mask.
Participants must sign in. Participants must announce their name, address, and group affiliation if applicable. Each statement
Cameraman.
made by participants shall be limited
Cameraman
to 5 minutes
wearing a
duration.
mask.
15
Is that the
minutes.
news though?
The treasurer is responsible
I don't
for
know.
timekeeping. All statements should be directed to the presiding officer, and no person may address or question board members individually. At this time, has the list been completed, Mrs. Muntean?
I think so.
Would you call on the first name, please?
Excuse me, Mr. Riddle, I'd like to make a motion to extend the time.
There's a motion on the floor to extend
I'll second it.
15 minutes. I have a second from Ms. Calucci.
Oh God, we're gonna be here all night.
Please.
This is going to be fantastic. You can't.
Ms.
You
Kluge?
can't.
Yes. Dr. Denopolis?
Yes.
Mr. Polis?
Yes.
We're going to try not to talk during
Yes.
people talking, but it's so hard.
Sorry, baby.
The timer will be closing 5 minutes per participant, so anybody that wishes to speak will have the opportunity. The first
And anybody
thing on the
watching
list
that
is
doesn't want to hear Isaac and talk,
Eleanor Zediker?
oh boy,
Let's
Mrs.
keep it
Edeker.
civil, everyone, please.
Oh, shut up.
Keep
Troy.
it civil.
Troy.
What'd he say? What'd he say to her?
He said, let's keep it civil.
As much as it stunned me, I think he's kidding. Are you kidding? Good. That's good because, gosh, I was stunned.
Oh, good thing they brought back microphone condoms.
That's
God bless. That's important.
Address everything to you, but also, I'm sure all ears would be open, so thanks. I
This
don't
microphone covers are
this evening.
It's up
I've
all the way.
sat there, it's rough, and sometimes rougher. This is one of your roughest moments, but an extremely critical moment for this community and ultimately for the students and the staff in this district. It's a hard decision. I see it's early on the agenda. You'll hear many comments this evening. But I hope while we'll follow Mr. Polis's caution to me, we'll all keep it civil and we'll realize these people have a very difficult decision. And unless you've been a management level somewhere or on a school board or in public service, maybe you haven't sweat the same as these people are tonight, but I'm sure you have.
Am I getting old? Because I think Eleanor and I just agreed with something. Like, that's what I've been saying the whole time. This is
I
impossible.
just wish you the best. I agree it should be civil. I'm going to end my remarks only because I certainly want to hear what everyone has to say. So thank you. Keep all of us in good health. Thank you.
That was just like mom getting ready for the family to fight.
yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, news is there. Look at him.
I'm sure they're there.
Evangela, I didn't know the last name. Evangela. Very good.
Yeah, we got to get that turned up. Let me text Troy.
Luke, check the page. There's a way to turn the volume
The page is up.
down to the left. Down to the left.
It's
See?
already up all the way. I checked.
Okay.
My name is Evangela Hazimihalis, and I have 3 children in this district. I live at 3234
Turn your
Old
speakers down,
Winter
Isaac.
Trail, and I'm a board-licensed speech-language pathologist.
I'll get my headphones.
I've supported the board in their decisions, both good and bad. I cannot and I will not support mandating of masks. I'm an American citizen. With that citizenship comes freedom.
For
By
America.
mandating masks, you are taking away our children's freedom as well as our parental rights to make the best decision for our child's well-being. It's a myth that masks prevent viruses from spreading. I won't bore you with virus particle size versus pore size of a mask. We've all heard the analogy. Wearing a mask is like throwing sand at a chain link fence. It does not work. All parties mandating the use of face masks are not only willfully ignoring established science, but are engaging in what amounts to a whole school clinical experimental trial.
What?
This conclusion is reached by the fact that face mask use in COVID-19 incidents are being reported in scientific opinion pieces promoted by the CDC and others. The fact is, after reviewing all of the studies worldwide, the CDC found no reduction in viral transmission with the use of face masks. End quote. That is straight from the CDC. Additionally, children have been repeatedly shown not to be drivers of this contagion. It's well accepted that children have a statistically 0 chance of dying from COVID. The CDC shows that the K-12 mortality rate from or with COVID is 0.008. Any intervention, especially one that is prophylactic, like wearing a mask, must cause fewer harms to the recipient than the infection. Mandatory masks in schools is a major threat to a child's development. It ignores the essential needs of a growing child. The well-being of children and young people is highly dependent on the emotional connection with others. Masks create a threatening and unsafe environment where emotional connection becomes difficult. And I just want to pause and say everything I have is cited and footnoted, and I can make copies to give to you. These are not
She's
my
smart.
opinions. These are research.
Those are some facts.
Informed consent.
And
is
I agree with her.
Investigational medical therapies. It is illegal to mandate an EUA-approved investigational medical therapy without informed consent. Per the FDA, mask use for viral transmission prevention is authorized for emergency use only. Emergency use authorization means the products are investigational, experimental only. To meet the proper and appropriate informed consent, the district would have to provide every parent a copy of the actual box that you provide to us, where it states per the manufacturer that neither cloth nor paper masks are intended for preventing the risk of any disease or infection. Are you prepared to do so? Because I'm going to expect it. The right to avoid the imposition of human experimentation is fundamental, rooted in the Nuremberg Code of 1947, has been ratified by the 1964 Declaration of Helsinki and further codified in the United States Code of Federal Regulations. In addition to the United States regarding itself As bound by these provisions, these principles were adopted by the FDA and its regulations requiring the informed consent of human subjects for medical research. The law is very clear. It is unlawful to conduct medical research, even in the case of an emergency, unless steps taken to secure informed consent of all participants. By requiring children to wear a mask, you are promoting the idea that the mask can prevent or treat a disease, which is an illegal, deceptive practice. It's unlawful to advertise that a product or service can prevent disease unless you possess competent and reliable scientific evidence substantiating that the claims are true. Illegally mandating an investigational medical therapy generates liability. Is the district prepared for that? The fact that mask wearing presents a severe risk of harm to the wearer should, standing alone, not be required for children, particularly given that these children are not ill and they have done nothing wrong that would warrant an infringement of their constitutional rights and bodily autonomy. All my points previously stated are cited and footnoted. These are not my opinion. Now I'm going to give you my opinion. In the words of Matt Walsh, anyone who thinks a virus that has a death rate under 0.008 for children is deadly has Munchausen's by proxy, in my opinion. Mr. Walsh goes on to use a great analogy. Do we make our children wear football helmets for fear of falling coconuts or meteors? This is a charade due to hypochondria. Why do I say hypochondria? By wearing a mask, which I just proved to be useless, teaches our kids that they are spreaders of a disease that they don't have, that the air is toxic and will make them sick. We are instilling an unnecessary fear in our kids. As a speech and language therapist, I cannot even imagine the amount of speech impediments that will haunt children their whole lives due to not receiving appropriate therapy, while they and their therapists are masked.
You've exceeded 5 minutes.
Okay.
Next on the list.
Dennis Schiraldi.
Oh, Dennis. A lot of people there,
That's
Isaac.
a tough act to follow. I'm not going to sound quite as smart. My name's Dennis Schiraldi.
Dude,
I live at 7308.
What's up
God,
with
how
Dennis's
big are
glasses?
those glasses? Gosh darn it. He is blind as a bat.
I work in the Poland community as a parent, youth sports coach, and pro-Poland community activist. As a former public school teacher with
Dude,
a
his
BA and
glasses,
MA in
Dennis.
education, part-time professor at
That
Youngstown,
man is blind as a bat.
small business owner, which, by the way, 70% of my business took a hit due to the pandemic. I am still very strongly in support of a mask optional option. And when we decide to return back to school. For the past 18 months, I've consistently been around kids coaching baseball.
I agree. It's already
basketball,
done.
Flag football. I even made an attempt to teach in person at Youngstown State University last fall, which was frowned upon by other professors and administrators at the university level. Throughout it, I felt very comfortable being around and safe being around kids. I'm here tonight to support the mask optional outcome, which doesn't mean I'm not anti-mask. I'm anti-mask. I have empathy for individuals that need to wear a mask. In late 2017, 2018, my infant son, Leo, was born with a rare congenital heart condition that could only be remedied with an open heart surgery. At our first consult, our cardiologist told us that a child with a hole in his heart would likely never survive a respiratory illness, including flu, cold, and RSV. They also instructed us to go live our lives. That's an important point. My wife and I took necessary precautions to protect our family while the other 3 children went off to school every day. Do you remember having to wear a mask during that time span? Do you remember having to get a vaccination during that time span? Do you remember having to be required to stay home? The answer to that is absolutely, unequivocally no. The responsibility fell upon our shoulders to keep our child safe. Upon a visit to the cardiologist last fall, I had to ask, what's changed? You told us to go live our lives. Why has the narrative changed? And their answer simply is that there isn't one. I also have a 20-year history in healthcare marketing, kind of an important point, which also our entire healthcare system is predicated in the United States upon efficacy and evidence-based medicine until now. Last Friday, I attended a high school football game. That was an amazing community event. I wish we would have won. One in which 7,000 people, 7,200 people were in attendance. People were sitting side by side in the stands, walking freely about the complex, elbow to elbow, in the restrooms, in the concession stands. Our administration, Board of Education members were in attendance. From what I observed,
He was looking at
exercise your liberties to attend
Sinopolis.
the event without a mask.
Mhm.
Last week and also tonight point that out, right? So where's your mask? But we have to require our kids to attend school starting Thursday with a mask on. The irony, the hypocrisy, and the contradiction behind the mask mandate during school hours, only to have student athletes, band members, and many others socially meet up to practice and play sports is insulting.
That is
It's
true
not
too.
that extends 20 days and then extends to Christmas, then to Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, and then only will be a couple of months school left after spring break. So let's just keep moving the goal, moving the target. That's not an answer. A choice of freedom and belief that should not be marginalized. As we give the one more day on the last day of school, we are looking at this extension and being conditioned for another extension that eventually leads us towards a mandatory vaccination. Where does it stop?
I said that orientation night was no mask.
Lions, not sheep.
This is important.
Who is
So,
holding
I
that?
want to tell you,
Out of here.
Education members, our new superintendent.
Whoever that was, that a
As a
kid?
taxpaying
Their
citizen with
parents
the
should
same
be
rights as
freaking
everyone else in
ashamed.
this room that feels my children have a
Outta
right
here.
to an education in the least restrictive environment possible. That's in language in
I
education.
agree.
Right? That allows
Where is
for us
the
to
end?
nurture
I mean,
and grow
I'm like
of
in
our
the middle.
children.
I don't know where
Mask
to.
only is not
Whatever.
a compromise.
Slippery
It's
slope.
a decision to slice one side of this discussion. If you need to think critically, you all need to think critically and creatively, like other school districts that have gone with the mask option.
To be fair, I think that's his
create rooms
sister.
that are mask only.
April
Once students have
Sherrilli.
settled in their classrooms,
Or
lunch,
cousin or
recess.
something.
I mean,
I
that's
agree.
the most hypocritical thing, though. Is like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not extending
Sports.
another 20 days and beyond. I'm
I
going
agree.
to do
Oh,
what I
dude,
feel is in the
sports
best interest of my
orientation night
kids
was
to have an
packed.
enriching education
No
experience
mask.
and respect
Nobody.
whatever and however
Nobody.
others want to raise and manage their children. Unfortunately, that respect is not a two-way street. That's predicated upon. It's predicated upon I'm right, you're wrong, and you're a bad
There you go
person for
too,
thinking the way
Pete.
that
That's a
you do.
good point, Peter.
Make the right decision to make masks optional. Have a plan so we're not forced to make
Uh-oh,
a decision
timer.
come election time in the fall on your tenure on this Board of Education. And as we stood for the Pledge of Allegiance, it ends with
Keep
justice
going, Giraldi.
for all.
for America.
America. God darn it.
It's not like if everybody doesn't want to wear masks, don't wear masks. But it's gonna suck when the kids get because of the stupid contact tracing rule. You know what I mean?
It'd be interesting. My name is Patricia Sweeney. I reside at 445
Oh,
South
boy.
Main Street. I've been
She's wearing a mask.
years, been a lifelong resident of Poland for 44 years.
I can't hear you. Could you take off your mask, please?
Well, speak more loudly because I am going to continue to wear my mask because I too am immunocompromised and I am not going to take anything home to my kids who are
The
also-
microphone has a condom too, if that helps. The microphone has a mask, so
But you need to
double
switch
masking.
They haven't-
I think they say double isn't good because they rub against each other. I don't.
to the superintendent, expressing the fact that as a health commissioner for Mahoning County for almost the last 10 years, I retired in
That
February
was so
2020,
bad, Isaac.
fortuitously. I am here to say that I applaud the effort and the decision being made by this board to authorize the superintendent to put forth this
Okay,
mask
Rose.
mandate for 20 days. Currently, we are experiencing an increase of cases, 18% of cases now. That's the highest number of cases that have ever been reported throughout the entire pandemic are now in children. There
How many
is
are
a
dying?
emotional, ethical, and moral duty on the part of this board, and arguably a fiduciary duty to ensure that you are providing an environment that is safe, healthy, conducive to learning.
How many of those kids are dying?
We do not have an option for at-home learning this year. That was a decision made by this board at a time that I was not aware of. Without that option, making kids go into class and have the potential to be exposed when they cannot be vaccinated. Every single, and I would take umbrage to what was presented by the speech pathologist. I too have been a very avid connoisseur or avid eater, digester of local or scientific and national scientific records and proceedings and meetings and publications, peer-reviewed scientific journals.
What's RSV?
Group in this nation that has any academic credential that is saying
Longs.
that masks do not help prevent transmission of disease. That is layered with other protective mechanisms such as social distancing, hand washing, and protective spaces between people, a minimum of 3 feet. Those are what every American Medical Association, American Nurses Association, American Public Health Association, the American Academy of Pediatricians, the American Academy of Respiratory Care. They go on and on. The list goes on and on, promoting the use of masks and the mandate of masks if necessary, but promoting the use of masks along with social distancing and barriers to prevent, and hand washing, to prevent the transmission of disease. You are in a responsible position, not a popular position, and I don't envy you, just like was stated earlier. I don't envy this position, but it is the right position. At a time like this, leadership is needed to not kick the can down the road forever. No, take the information that you have available.
It's been kicked down the road.
Just 6
No,
weeks
it has.
ago, I would have thought perhaps differently. But as the cases have spiked, and as the cases in children, now the largest group being affected and impacted by COVID.
Are they dying? How many of them are dying?
Those
What's
are
the death
both-
rate?
And your students.
Hospitalization rate too. That's what I want to know.
Make certain that
Of
you have
kids. What's the hospitalization rate of kids?
what is safe
I don't know.
and
I'll have to ask
conducive
Nino
for
on
your
Thursday.
students.
Nino's coming on
That
the
can
show
only be done if
Thursday,
they
by the
can
way.
stay
If
in
everybody's
school.
watching, Dr.
And
Nino
if they
Rubino.
can't stay in school because they've been exposed to a case of COVID, they're going to be out and quarantined. And instead of one child that has been tested positive, 16 other, 15 other kids that are by that child are going to also have to be.
See, that's the only thing I agree with, is
Make
that.
sure
Yeah,
you're following
that.
science.
Yep.
That
The
sucks.
Ohio Department of Health, all of the local health departments, American Public Health Association, as I have said, have all come out in favor of wearing masks for children.
It's not
I don't
COVID.
believe in the slippery slope mentality that, if you say 20 days today, next month you're going to say 20 more days. I don't believe that. I think you are a credible body that will take the information and the data that's available to you and make a reasonable choice again in 20 days. But let's protect our kids the best we can and our staff right now. This is the responsible thing to do.
Thank you, Joyce.
We request that if someone speaks, they also say their address and if they have children in this district.
I will add, just for your benefit, I don't have children in the district currently. Excuse me. I have,
Dude, bang the gavel.
pardon me, but I do have 3 grandchildren in this district. Yes, I am. And so is my daughter.
Mr. Riddle.
Mr. Riddle.
Get her out. Get her out.
I didn't interrupt anyone else.
Marissa Patron. Next person on the list is Jason Herb. Did you sign it? You already spoke. You did, and you. No. You signed it, and that person speaks.
Oh,
Per the United States Constitution, we are the rightful masters of the
Oh,
universe, not vice
Jesus.
versa.
oh, jeez, oh man. Who is that guy?
So like I was saying about 10 minutes ago, we're instilling an unnecessary fear in our children. Like Dennis said, we are not here to
Who is
say
that
that
guy?
your grandchildren cannot wear a mask. That's not what we're trying to say. Just give us the option. It does not matter if my kid does not have it. No, it does not, because let me tell you why. In my house, and I believe in most of these people's houses, we teach our kids to take responsibility for themselves. Take responsibility for your health and for your actions. If my kid goes to school and is sitting next to another child, it should not matter whether my child has a mask on or not. Not a healthy child. You do not make a healthy child feel less than because somebody next to them has a mask on. It's fine if they want to wear it. I've already spoken to my children. I can let everybody here know the Hazamahalis kids will not be coming to school with a mask on. They will not be coming to school with a mask on. It will not happen. It will not happen at all. And I do not want a mask to be handed to them. And if there is a consequence,
Okay, this is dumb.
they're my
Like, you spoke.
not them. They are children.
Let someone else speak. I don't want to be here all night.
They were given me. When I brought them home from the hospital, none of you took care of them. I did. I get to decide what goes in their body and what goes on their body until they are 18. None of you do. None of you. And Ms. Zediger talked about decisions, the decisions that you guys have to make. What about the decision for us? They're not our kids. We don't raise them and help you guys make this district great by raising great kids. That's why this district is great, because of us, not because of you, because of what we do at home, and we teach them self-responsibility. I need facts and data. I didn't see you present any. I have it all here. A mask, the size of a mask spore, I have it, and I kind of just glanced over.
We're just going to let her talk the whole time. I mean, she's
Yeah.
doing a great job. She should have done.
Bigger
There's
than
a
the
reason
spore
why
of a
those
COVID
rules are in
particle.
place.
Like I
Yeah.
said, it's like putting sand at a chain link fence. It's all for show. That's what it's for. But if you want to wear it, if it makes you feel better, wear it. I'm all for you wearing it. Just don't make my kids wear it.
Yeah.
That's
Because
all
of
we're
that,
asking.
Dennis,
like
I don't think they're gonna let the masks roll because they're not wearing them.
Yeah, see, I kind of agree. I like her too. She's cool. What? Michael, be nice.
How are you? I'm Jason Erb.
There we go.
Lead Drive. I have 2 kids
Jason
in
Erb.
the school system. 1 second here. Mine's probably going to be a little bit. I'm not going to make the news. You guys are going to make the news, man. But basically, I know it's hard to change people's minds, and that's not necessarily what I'm here to do. I'm here today just to kind of express.
Sir, you've totally eliminated the effectiveness of your mask.
Kind of put it into 2 buckets for me, right?
He's a
So
condom.
the first bucket is just kind of
Microphone
like
condom.
risk management or
It
just
does.
being pragmatic, right? So right now, kids under 12 can't get the vaccine. There's no option to be able to stay at home and do the online school this year.
Good.
Okay. Sure. I got it. Thanks. Sure. I'm with you. I mean, I think for the most part, I think it helps my case is all, But I understand what it is that you're saying. But so there is no online option, and it leaves the parents kind of limited choices as far as what it is that they can do. So masking is effective, right? I mean, I understand that potentially some people don't think that it's effective. Certainly this gentleman in the blue, right? But even today, like on
Just let him talk.
whatever,
I mean,
doctor, governor,
jeez.
Yeah.
everybody's- it's good to wear the mask, right? So I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, and I certainly haven't done all my own research, but I guess I'm a smart enough guy to trust the people that I think are the experts in that field. And all those experts are saying that you should wear masks. So
Didn't the CDC say they're ineffective though?
safety and numbers, right?
No.
It's just the information. That's what that lady said. The CDC said they're ineffective.
Wear masks. So I mean, if we're gonna make a choice, I guess, isn't it safer to be on this? Sure, be a sheep, sure, right? But I mean, isn't that the safer place to be as far as mitigating risk for us? Understood. So
Because there's
the
a
ultimate goal is to keep the
microphone
kids safe,
condom,
keep them in the
Dennis.
classroom. Mask
Yeah.
method to do just that. It's far less risky for the kids in the districts to have a mandate than to not have one. If I'm wrong,
I
we wore
can't tell you about
masks.
condoms, Dennis. It's too late.
Sucks. We
It's
wore
protection.
masks. If I'm not wrong and things
You have
Microphone
3
condom.
kids. It's a way.
I have to go home. Maybe kids end up in the ICU.
Like
need
I
something
said
to drink.
before, it's not safe.
Then the other part is kind of the emotional plea for me. It's that, it's not liberal or conservative or Republican or Democrat, Trump, Biden. I'm Jason Erb, right? I mean, we play softball together and stuff, right? I mean, I'm a guy that just lives here with all you guys, right?
Dude,
That's a
stop
little
talking, lady. Stop.
outside. It's a little different outside.
Kick her out. Kick her
Thank
out.
you very much. Appreciate it.
Let him talk.
My daughter's Eleanor. My wife is Joy. I think ultimately, I guess all that I'm asking for is just help. I just need help. I mean, wearing the mask isn't that necessarily hard. It's not. We're not asking anybody to cut off a toe or anything like that. It's just to wear it. So basically, that's my point. It's not that big a deal. It helps. My son also has we talked about it before, a heart defect. His cardiologist, same kind of thing. Definitely live your life, but also take right. And so, other people wearing masks helps protect my kid. That's all. So, thank you very much.
Next name's
Valerie Willard Valente.
Like, if they're gonna keep, if those people are gonna keep interrupting, have them escorted out. They got their chance to talk. I don't care what you're saying.
Even though
Kick them
I
out.
am immunocompromised,
Yeah.
I will take my mask off just so that everybody
I don't
can hear
care
clearly.
which one it is. If you
I
interrupt,
really appreciate
get the hell
if you
out.
actually
End
please
of
stay
story.
silent to give me the chance to speak, because no matter
Thank you.
how much I wanted to say something while you did, I
Yes.
closed my mouth
Thank-
and I waited. Okay?
Amen. Good job,
We're all
lady.
mature adults, please. Everybody has the right to speak.
Yep.
I agree.
It's really nice to live in an alternate universe right now.
I mean, it's crazy.
Valerie Willard Valente, 6153 Acatello Place. I have 2 children in Poland. I myself was born and raised in Poland. I was class valedictorian. I played 5 sports. I was in the marching band. I have a ton invested in this community. I moved
God,
away
it's
for 10 years and I chose and I convinced my husband to move back to this community truly because it was a community. Because I felt that it
Yeah,
was a
they're gonna-
place where everybody came together, everybody rallied behind each other, everybody protected each other and did the right thing. I told him that the school system was amazing. Trust me, I know. There was a choice on my part to live here, and this is the same reason why you guys live here. This is something we agree on. This is a community where people care about each other. We're close-knit. We all know each other. Most of you I've seen at the swim club. I know some of you from school before. I know most people in here, okay? We might think differently on masks, but we agree that we're a community who cares for each other, all right? And that's what disturbs me. How can you convince yourself? Everybody's going to convince themselves what they want to hear, right? Everybody wants to argue with themselves to hear the facts that they need to hear. I work in statistics. I know you can manipulate the facts any way you want
And
to
they do.
believe your own opinion. I hope that you guys know truly what the real facts are, and I think you do. You're all very intelligent people who are well
It's
educated.
impossible to know the facts because there's so many freaking
And
statistics.
that's what I implore you to do. It's not a personal opinion. Honestly, I've lived in a hole for the past year and a half because I've chosen to. I've kept my kids remote. I've made the choices that I needed to do to keep me and my family safe. This is no longer an option. We don't have the option for remote learning, okay? And it's not just me keeping myself safe. It's the kids that are immunocompromised. The crazy thing about COVID is that it doesn't matter whether you're immunocompromised or not. There are plenty perfectly healthy people who are young that get very sick and even die.
Luke, tell Ben to be quiet.
Is that kids aren't at much risk, but guess who are? The adults are at more risk. Who do the kids live with? Parents, grandparents, the people that they associate with, the school teacher.
Aren't they vaccinated though?
There are plenty of people in this community that are at risk, and we know our kids carry. How many stomach bugs and colds and whatever your kids bring home from school all the time, and you know it. Don't deny it, okay? But this is a global. I asked you to please be silent to give me the chance. I'm not looking for anyone to answer. I did ask that you'd remain silent, okay? The fact of the matter is that it's a global pandemic. This is no longer a choice. This is a thing where millions of people around the world have died. I hope to God not one person in this community dies of COVID, but we already know people have, okay? It's about doing what's right for everybody. I wish that we could all not wear masks and all not get vaccinated and everyone's fine, but we know that's not going to happen. It's Russian roulette. You're playing with people's lives. And God forbid these people that are against masks, actually something bad happens to them because they don't understand that the kids wearing masks actually protecting them because they're likely not vaccinated themselves. So our kids who we want to wear masks are protecting those that don't even want protection. And again, like I said, this is based on community and caring for each other. The superintendent, I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but the superintendent mentioned about everybody probably knows
the
who Dylan
woman
Medelsky is.
that
He recently
keeps
had a brain
talking
tumor. The whole
out.
community rallied around
Out.
him to help him.
It's
We all know
rude.
him.
I don't care
Doesn't
what you
matter about
think.
masks or not. When
God.
somebody's in trouble in our community, we help them. How is this any different?
This is why I'm not allowed to go to board meetings, Isaac, because I'd be in a fist fight by now. Freaking ridiculous.
Next name, Mrs. Munford.
Michelle Alaya.
Michelle Elia. She's a school board, running for school board. Isaac.
I guess I'll just bend over. Okay.
Running
Michelle
for school
Elia,
board.
59 Orchard Drive, mother of 3 children. I I'm a certified intervention specialist, and I work on behalf of the Ohio Department of Education as one of 2 Ohio literacy leads for.
She's running for school
department, and I
board.
work with districts all over the state. And I'm actually here to say pretty much what Mrs. Edeker said when she started, which was I don't envy the position you're in, and I'm really sorry that you're in it. And I don't envy what we are all going through right now. I've worked with districts all
Valid
over the
point,
state who
Dennis.
have made people unhappy, who have had to make decisions to benefit their district, to benefit their students, and to ultimately make their communities a better place. And
They
they've
go get a
done
pork chop.
really different things this year, and we've all made it through. And I've actually bragged about the way Poland handled the pandemic, by the way. It's been really great the way we handled things in the past year. So whatever decision you make, whether I agree with it or not, I'm going to walk out the door and I'm going to see y'all on the field and I'm going to see y'all at the swim club and
Respect.
I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to be supportive.
Yeah.
And put on a brave face
Respect.
for my kids, because that's what we have to do in our community. Whether we agree or not, we're all going to see each other again. And so I'm going to ask all of my colleagues and friends and the people that I eat dinner with and I see at all the sporting events to let's all just remember to be kind to each other no matter what decision is made. And I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I really am not. I have my opinions, but I'm not going to sway you here. I'm just going to ask that we all are kind to one another and that when this is over, we can shake hands, even when our hands smell like garlic. I'm really sorry about that, Mr. Riddle. That we can shake hands with one another.
Inside joke.
About being a community that supports one another, because that's who we are. As Bulldogs, I'm a Poland graduate too. We support each other whether we agree or not. And so I'm hoping that at the end of all this, we can take the advice of Ted Lasso if you ever got a chance to watch him. Be a goldfish with a 10-second memory. They're the happiest animals because they only have memory for 10 seconds. So 10 seconds later, let's be okay. Okay, everybody?
I like her. Good job, Michelle. Good job. I like that. Way to be a leader.
Adelson Rafael Valente.
Valente.
Good afternoon, everyone. Adelson Rafael Valente, 6153 Acatello Place.
Valente.
I wasn't planning on speaking here today, but I'm just going to say that I want everyone to know, whether you're for masks or not, that I respect everyone's opinion and I care for your kids. And this is why I support wearing one of these. I don't really have any history of any compromised immune systems in my family other than what my wife has, but my actual family, not my kids, not myself. Yet I choose to wear a mask because of the sense of community, to care for my immediate family, my household, and most importantly, to those of whom that I come across, people in the grocery store and everybody else. I think that it's important that we all remember that we're doing this because this is bigger than all of us. It's bigger than any one of our opinions. And while I do agree that kids are thankfully not being as affected by the pandemic as many, unfortunately,
Pork chops and veggies.
the fact is that some of them have been, some of them have died from it. And I'll take it a step further and say that as few of those as they may have there may have been, for as long as it's in our control as adults, we should make it a zero. That should be our target. And if freedom, your freedom, my freedom, everybody else's freedom, didn't impact anybody else's living, I'm all about the philosophy of live and let live. If you not wearing masks didn't determine or cause any impact toward my children, your neighbor's children, I'd say go for it. Don't wear any masks. If your decisions only affected yourselves, your families, and your children, I wouldn't be here speaking today. But it does. And I don't like wearing this any more than any one of you guys do. I'm fully vaccinated and I hate wearing a mask. Seriously, I hate wearing a mask. But the point is that I care for everyone, whether you are for masks or not. It's
Who's interrupting? Kick them
honestly,
out!
I'm no scientist,
God, you
but I
freaking board
respect
members.
the
Kick
doctors
them
and the
out!
scientists that say
Freaking pissing me
yes,
off,
they do
Isaac.
work. And honestly, they come from all walks of
Whoever's
life,
talking needs
all kinds of,
ejected.
political
What the-
preferences and whatever.
Jeez.
This is it. And you can twist it any way you like. You can look at news sources from whatever it is that you watch, CNN, Fox News. It doesn't matter. The fact is that
It's freaking
the
rude.
pandemic is real.
Why
This-
is
what
no
part
one
of the
saying
pandemic-
anything
like,
to them to
it's-
shut
it's-
them up?
This is happening. It's happening. The point is that across the entire nation, hospitals are. I mean, there's never been
Sorry,
a
Julie,
time in
it's
my life that I've
insanity.
seen doctors speaking on TV that they are literally pleading and crying, and it's just something
So
that can be
frustrating.
avoided. Let's just remember that it's not really about how you feel about it. It's about what it causes beyond how you feel about it. It's a problem that goes beyond our household.
Julie says,
That's all.
easy, like,
Let's
I'm
just
holding
remember
you
that.
back, bro. God,
While we're here discussing whether you like masks or not,
hold me back, Julie.
there's real problems out there. There's kids that don't have an option. They haven't been vaccinated. And at the end of the day, like the lady said here, let's remember to be kind to each other. I respect how you feel. I'd like you to respect how I feel. But just remember, everybody has to compromise. Everybody has to compromise. Everybody has to compromise. But compromising means doing what's right for you.
Will you please
Compromising
kick
means doing
them
what's right for you and what's
out?
right for somebody else.
Can I be a board member and kick them out?
That's
Isaac, can I
that's
be-
how this
Good
works.
God.
That's how this works. Again, you may have heard this before. or
They've
not,
asked for
but
respect,
you
and whoever
can't
that
say
is
you
just
like
being
democracy
rude.
when democracy only goes your way. This is a really good first world problem to have.
God.
Just remember that.
Next to be on the list, please.
Oh my God, is that frustrating? Sorry for yelling, but it is so frustrating. He's down. He's being good. Maggie just came down here and looked at me like I'm psychotic.
My name is Jeff Armbrecht. I live at 8425 Four Seasons Trail.
Watch the condom.
Don't touch the tip. Easy on the tip, please.
I'm not going to hold it.
No verdict yet. No verdict yet. We're waiting. Passionately crazy. That's a nice way to put it.
I'm out here and voice my opinion on the subject matter. I know that many of you have received some emails from my wife Debbie, and some of you have been kind enough to reply to those emails. So I thank you for that. From what I understand, that between the 6 of you, there are no kids in the school district, but I have 2 that are in the district.
They waved at Lisa.
Choose. And there's been some previous speakers that have said that for some reason we are against masks. We are not against masks. We are for the freedom to choose. Other speakers have talked about how they have raised their children since they were born, and it is up to them to take care of them. And I believe in that. It is up to the families to take care of their children. I was just at a sports game the other night. Thousands of people, no masks, kids, high school kids, running around, tackling, sweating, bleeding all over each other, breathing on each other, no masks.
Spitting in each other's faces.
For some reason, I'm going to spend all day in school wearing masks. It's a bunch of BS.
I muted you while you did your ice machine.
I'd like to take a vote, show of hands, of those in this room who support the freedom to choose. If everybody would raise their hand.
Well, obviously everybody in that room does that.
Oh my God! Stop talking.
Is there police there?
Show of hands for those who think that they have the right to force other people's kids to do something against their will.
Well, that's kind of a loaded question.
3.
That's kind of a loaded question. I'm just throwing that out there.
That sounded a little bit hostile.
I've proven the point, or stated the point that I wanted to make today. So thank you very much for your time.
There have to be police officers there.
Sir, we have an order here. Just a minute.
Bill Adams.
If I was a board member, I would say, if you speak one more time when someone else is talking, you get kicked out. Yeah.
He did remote most of the year last year, and it wasn't even as worse as this, and we don't even have an option this year. But the practicality of mask optional versus mask mandate, this is probably mask optional. If someone in here has the Delta variant, we probably are going to get it because it's very infectious, more so. Can I talk?
God, it's so rude.
Wait, he has the Delta. He said he has the Delta variant.
No, he's saying if it was there.
A 9-year-old who cannot get vaccinated.
Oh, thank God. Jeez. Kick them out.
So mask optional means no masks. This doesn't mean if we come in here wearing masks, really you're protecting others when you wear a mask. And I don't.
This is the board's fault, by the way, for letting everybody interrupt us. 100% the board's fault. Blame Riddle, whatever. 100%.
Pretty disgusting. It stops a lot. So does it stop every microparticle?
Put him down.
Maybe not, but I think it helps.
Let him go. Let him go.
So I'm not going to do a big spiel here. I just don't think mask optional is really, that doesn't mean anything. That just means no mask. A kid who comes into class, are they going to wear a mask? No, they're going to be uncool.
Call the cops in and
cool
say, if you talk again, you're gone. Doesn't matter about freedom of speech. This is a freaking.
Not wearing masks. I'm the uncool guy, but I'm wearing a mask because I have a 9-year-old who's not vaccinated. He could get very sick. I don't know. He could be the 0.008. I don't want anybody's child to be the 0.008. Children are precious, aren't they? Shouldn't we protect them as much as we can?
This is draining.
So let's do 20 days. I think that's minimal. I would rather have a mandate until my child can get vaccinated. Maybe that'll be a couple months. Maybe it'll be a long time. I don't know. FDA approval on Pfizer. Maybe it'll be a couple months. I don't know. But I think we have to have a mandate to protect our children based on scientific data that masks do work. Thank you.
The rudeness of these freaking people. Rudeness is making me more upset than any of this crap.
Is there any that would like to address the board about any other subject, or is there another?
Rude.
Will you sign in, sir? Will you sign in? I'll let you speak if you sign in.
Do you think Denopolis is going to vote no on the mask mandate?
I think all those people up there wearing a mask or the people who aren't wearing a mask aren't. I think Denopolis is going to vote in favor of masks, and I don't know.
I agree. It's just rude to interrupt people that are talking. You got your chance. Nobody interrupted, and then you're going to get up there. That's freaking ridiculous. And who brings their kids to this, by the way? Freaking a bunch of adults acting like a bunch of babies. You bring your kid.
Okay, good evening. My name is Gus Canteris, and I live on College Street.
Your address, sir?
I'm sorry?
Your address on College Street?
36,
Thank you.
right across the street. My big white house I'm trying to fix up. Anyways, I'm not
Sounds like you're lying.
between people who want to get masks and people who don't. mean, it's obvious the common solution is you want your kid in a mask, put him in a mask. So be it. You don't want your kid in a mask, so be it. My problem is you are going to decide what we should do with our kids, and that ain't right.
They're the school
You're
board.
not my kid's parent. You're not their kid's parents.
But they're the school board, so they kind of do.
Make a decision for themselves. That's it. You want to put a mask in school? More power to you. God bless you. You know, I hope nothing happens. You don't want to put a mask on in school?
Who's it?
More power to you.
Why is a dude
Pray
standing up
nothing
behind him with the tribal
What
tats?
can we do? Masks don't work. You
He's
all
standing
know
up to back him up.
masks do
With the
not
tribal
work,
tats?
period.
I got tats,
It's a
bro.
show.
I got tats, bro.
It just don't. If you believe it works, then wear it. I don't think it works. I think eating healthy, I think exercising, I think doing the right thing to your body helps you. Vitamin D, a mask. Come on. You got a kid wearing a mask. This is just my opinion. And
Tough guy.
sneezes in this
I'm just
mask.
saying. I don't know who
They
that
got
is.
one
That's
mask on
funny.
them in school. What are they going to do? Sit with that crap right in their face? I mean, come on. You want your kid to wear a mask, wear a mask. You don't, but you should not have the power to decide that. It should be on the parents, period.
Love you too.
And that's all I got to say.
That guy watches Joe Rogan. He was talking about working out and eating healthy and vitamin D. That's Joe Rogan right there.
I got tats, bro.
Hearing none, we move to the Board of Education recommendations. Number one, a motion is necessary to approve Poland Board of Education policies listed below as.
Oh boy, here we go, Isaac.
Reading. The first reading approved June 21, 2021. The policy updates were completed using the services of Neola and will be available online. This has to do with small unmanned aircraft. May I hear a motion to approve, please?
What are they talking about? They're talking about drones?
Thank you, Dr. Donopoulos.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Polis. Any discussion about these small unmanned aircrafts, also known as drones?
What? Wow. Listen, we're
Hearing
good
none,
with it.
I
Let's
ask
put a
for
buffer in
questions.
before we get to the big one.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
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 Number two,
Oh boy.
a motion is necessary to authorize the superintendent to mandate masks for students and staff in
I love how they throw it on the superintendent.
hallways
Yep.
and gymnasiums while
Here we
indoors
go.
only during instructional time for 20 days and to reevaluate COVID data to bring back
Can't
to
watch.
the Board of Education at the next scheduled Board of Education meeting.
It's gonna be a riot
May
if
I
they
hear
vote no.
a motion to authorize, please?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Dr. Donopoulos. May I hear a second, please?
I'll second.
Poor Hockenberry.
Mr. Warren. Is it-
I'd like some discussion on this.
Mr. Polis, do you have something to say, sir?
Oh my God.
So you got two votes right now. You need one more.
In my opinion, personally does not matter. I feel it's a parent's choice. However,
Oh,
in the light of everyone's public comment, I would like to amend the motion. I will concede the 20 days for grades K through 6. Allow everybody, we will reevaluate. 7 through 12 has the vaccine. I'm compromising. This board,
oh, Troy. Who's that? Who's that? What's he doing? What's that guy doing? Oh, he's leaving.
like I said, I'm in favor of no mandate.
Let's have
It
order,
won't pass
please.
this board. I don't want to.
Look at the cops. Isaac, look at the cops in the back.
Wait a minute.
Just ultimatum. If one more person speaks, they get kicked out. Somebody say it.
Mr. President,
He's trying to speak. Let him speak.
my opinion, it's compromise. We will not pass.
You see the
no
cops in the
mask
back corner?
mandate here.
They came in.
I don't think that will pass. A mandate here will not pass either. We need to compromise. 20 days, grades K through 6. K through 6 is. I'm all for optional, but I'm compromising. 20 days. This is.
So he's saying K through 6. He's saying K through 6 wears masks. 7 through high school doesn't.
School, basically, the high school building wouldn't. Why is she standing up?
Kick her out.
I want to go to these. I wasn't allowed.
I'd sit on the no mask side and say, kick that lady out.
I would, if I was there, I'd just do opposite of what everybody's saying. Just opposite. Oh, here come the cops, Isaac. Yeah.
Like I said, this is my compromise.
I want to know who voted for this. Who up there voted for this? I want to make sure you will not be seated there.
How are you going to make sure of that? You're going to get everybody to not vote? Is that what you're going to do?
Nice sign. You make that with a pen in your car, lady. Oh, what happened?
No! Luke, get in your car. Get in your car, Luke. We're going. Come pick me up. They cut it. Someone's going to get arrested on camera. I want to go see it.
No, they did. Hold on. It's back.
Order, please.
Once again, I'm not in favor of a total mandate. I can't be. I think it's the parents' responsibility.
That was weird.
But once again, if I don't make this motion, we'll be looking at an entire mandate for the entire school.
All or nothing, Isaac.
Oh, all or nothing.
All or nothing. I know what he's trying to do. It ain't going to work. All or nothing.
Mr. President.
Mr. Polis.
Mr. President.
Wait. You're out of order, sir. If you can't behave, I'll have to have the police officer escort you to the door. Please.
Mr. President, I motion we amend.
Oh, God, pepper spray
on the table. There will be a 20-day mandate for grades K through 6 only. 7.
Riddle, kick them out.
There's been a motion made on the floor. Does any board member wish to second the motion?
God.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Dr. Donopoulos.
Isaac, this was all planned. You know that, right? This was all.
Do we have any further discussion for board members about the
To
new
do
motion
what?
on the floor?
To do this,
The
to
new
do the
motion
K
on
through
floor is
6.
to
I mean,
have a
this.
split option. That the kids, as I understand it, Mr. Polis, the kids in the village, K through 6, will be mandated to wear a mask for 20 days. The kids in the high school facility will not have to wear a mask. Is that the correct motion, Mr. Polis?
Yes, sir. This is not what I want. This is a happy compromise.
This is goddamn primetime TV right here.
Oh.
I agree.
We have a formal motion on the floor. We've had a second.
I have to do something. If not, we're having. It won't pass.
Troy's kind of adding to this, and he's just.
This is my team.
I know.
I agree.
We're just voting on the amendment to the motion. That's it. We're not voting yes or no. We're voting to approve the amendment on the motion.
I mean, to be fair, we're at 180 people watching right now. That's kind of viral for us. Fight. Oh.
I don't mind. You can.
Who brings their kid? Can we talk about that? Who brings their kid there? I mean, give me a break, dude.
Tribal tattoos.
Tribal tattoos and bring your kid.
Yeah.
Why is she standing up? Oh my God. Oh, Mrs. Sweeney's leaving. This is how.
Out. Get her out. Somebody just needs to get arrested. That'll quiet everybody down.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause.
Sorry, I needed to hit that.
Listen, for the benefit of,
Oh God.
we have a
Thunderous
motion to
applause.
amend the motion that was read. We've had a second.
Jesus. This is
We need
embarrassing.
to ask,
And-
does the board want to approve the amended motion?
Oh,
What are we voting on then?
amending it to
I
just
do
the
have one
six,
question,
first through
Mr.
second.
Hockenberry. Yes, sir. How will we reevaluate in 20 days? This is a one-time vote for me, yes, unless the data, and I want to know what data are we using to amend, to decide if we're going to extend this? Where's this data coming from? Who are we going to decide with?
Stick around after for talk. We're going to talk about this after for a little bit, Isaac, when this is over.
Yeah,
Mahoning
yeah.
County Health Department, the Ohio Health Department, numbers across the region, align with what other districts are doing, and continue to collaborate over the next 20 days
Okay.
to evaluate it.
In the event we have some upset parents, and I understand. Let's say
Wait.
you know, I civilly.
I would have tossed them out, Isaac, so long ago.
You know, I listen to everybody. This, in my opinion, is a happy medium. I know everyone here is on an agreement. We will never will be. Secondly, if somebody wishes
Probably, Peter.
their children for 20 days for this mandate, what is the protocol for re-enrolling them? Is that allowed?
There's a process to homeschool your child, and we outsource that to the Eastern, the ESC. They handle all the paperwork, they approve it, send it to us, and we ultimately approve it as well. There's a process. I don't have it in front of me, but
Charlie doesn't want to wear a mask.
Mr. Schiraldi?
When you're rude like that, it just makes your opinion seem like
Yeah.
worse. Am I echoing?
No, you're good.
Understand better what the rationalization is behind letting the middle school to high school go to school without a mask, whether or not they've been vaccinated or not, right? And sixth grade and below, why they would have to.
Here's why. In my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Hockenberry, if a student in grades K through 6 gets COVID without a mask on, that room has to start quarantining. We have followed the same protocols as last year, and there's no online learning, correct? However,
Yeah.
in grades 7 through 12,
Talk, Isaac.
if a student gets COVID, it's up to the health department to contact them and ask them if they've had the vaccine. If the answer is yes, they don't have to quarantine. It's
When they
not our
mandate
business.
a vaccine, I'm going to be down there.
It's up to you guys. You're the parent.
Luke, I'm echoing, dude.
I don't hear you echoing at all.
They are. They can hear me echoing.
I don't know what to do.
One at a time, please.
Listen.
Why don't I hear echoing?
Can we allow Mr. Hockenberry to answer the question?
Each of you has been invited by the Board of Education to this meeting.
All right, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to cut it real fast and bring it back, okay?
Okay. I don't want to get it. I need a point of order. Mrs. Montine.
The question was about quarantine.
When we call
Mr. Polis? Was the
Mr.
question
Hockenberry,
about
go ahead.
Just a
quarantine?
minute. When we call the roll, are we simply approving the amended motion, or are we asking the board to vote?
Jeez, oh, man.
You're voting.
The board does not have control of that room.
First and a second to amend the resolution. So the next roll would be a vote on that amended resolution. The resolution has already been changed.
And now I'm asking, hold on your question. I'll let you, and I will permit you. Mr. Hockenberry, can you please answer my question regarding the quarantine process?
Yes, sir. So the question was about the quarantine process. So if K6 goes mask mandate, that means the kids will come in to school with their masks on. Any child that gets COVID will have to go home. They'll have to be quarantined. All right. That's our policy. with the mask on, we don't have to contact trace any of the students that were in close proximity.
1 minute.
We don't have to contact trace them because we have a mandate in place. At the 7th through 12th grade level, if they don't wear a mask, as the motion is, I'm thinking, if the motion is that they don't wear a mask 7 through 12, then it becomes a question of if a student gets COVID, that student is quarantined. Then we ask two questions.
I was
Question
saying that
one,
earlier too.
was the student wearing a mask?
See,
If
this
the
is
student
important.
was wearing a mask, he stays put. The student was not wearing a mask, then we have to ask them if they're quarantined or if they've been vaccinated. If they've been vaccinated, they stay put. If not, they go home.
But the
Right?
district
For
will
the
not.
thing, and we have no homeschool option. We have no remote option, and we have no online option.
Is this the district or the Department of Health asking the question?
This is the Department of Health recommendation.
So it's not, the district will not ask the question, the Department of Health will.
We have to follow the recommended guidelines when quarantining.
Mr. Riddle, can you give me some water?
Mr. Riddle, this is not an open meeting. They had public comment. We need to move forward.
Get out of there.
Dr. Denopoulos, I wanted to understand.
This is Riddle's fault. Riddle is the president. He should be tossing these people out. That's what should be going on
It's
here.
my understanding under the Robert.
Luke, am I echoing without the headphones on?
No, I don't hear an echo. I've never heard an echo.
The board has to agree as to whether or not they want to accept just the amended motion. Can they agree to do that? Because a board member may say, I want to go back to the original motion. I don't want to approve the amendment. So it's my thought.
No.
Vote on the amendment first. Once the amendment is approved by this board, we will then call the roll again to vote on the amended motion. I want to be perfectly clear. That's my understanding of Robert's Rules of Order.
Is that correct?
Are we clear?
That is correct.
No, we just made the motion right now.
Who's talking? Like,
I asked Mrs. Montine to
Who?
call.
It's Schiraldi's
the question
causing problems.
Simply on the amendment to
Schiraldi.
the
Look at
motion.
Schiraldi
I will
raising
let
his
you
hand.
two speak after we move for this.
This is not an open meeting.
Yes.
You have an important question. If we're in the midst or the end of the pandemic, and they know we're under changing leadership, how can the school not have a contingency plan heading back into the 21 school year that would provide for kids that would have to quarantine for 2 weeks at a time? Whose decision was that? Whose responsibility was that? Because this all plays into that. Was that the Board of Education or the leadership? How did we fail not to have a contingency plan heading into this year?
That's the truth. Like,
Yeah.
Luke, I'm echoing through your computer, dude.
I have my headphones on. I have my headphones on.
Love democracy.
It's not possible.
Whose decision was
Go out and come back
The
in.
interim superintendent's decision, if you remember.
Isaac, go out and come back in. I mean, I have my headphones on.
So are we allowed an online option?
Wait.
Look,
What about the state?
not anymore.
Declaration had to be done by August the 1st to have an online option.
In the fall, the board voted obviously to not have a online option.
You sound fine now, Isaac.
Right? You had no contingency.
The board did not vote on that.
When we knew that we would be quarantined.
The board did not vote on that.
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
While we're listening, there's 200 people right now. If you could please go over to the like and follow the MLO Bros on Facebook, that would be fantastic. Quick little break. Thank you very much. Like and follow. We need like and follow. Trying to get 4,000.
Really, public health officials believed this was going to, we were going to get.
This is just like chaos.
They really did believe that. And then the vaccine did not receive, you know, I didn't interrupt you.
So about the drugs.
Mrs. Montine. Okay. We have a question on the floor to call the roll.
Oh,
Call the roll, Mrs. Montine, on the approval of the motion.
this is embarrassing.
No.
Yes.
Dr. Denopoulos?
Yes.
Mr. Polis?
Yes.
Mr. Riddle?
No.
Mr. Warren?
Yes.
So the motion has passed. Now, Mrs. Muntean, there's been a
That was for the
motion
1 to 6 wearing masks.
to approve
Now this is it.
mandates for
1
K
to 6.
through 6. There has been
I-
no mask for 7 through 12.
I agree
I
with
ask you to
that. This is
call the
Riddle's
question.
fault. It's totally Riddle's fault.
Before I vote, I actually want to say something really quick. You know, I appreciate everybody who has emailed and called me, and I'm very empathetic towards those who, you know, have children with compromised immune systems. However, I'm also a data-driven individual, and I just want to share some statistics with you. Since March of 2020, when COVID started, through now, August 2021, almost 18 months later, a total of 7 children in the entire state of Ohio between the ages of 0 and 19 have died from COVID, and that is according to the Ohio Department of Health. According to demographics from the state of Ohio, there's approximately 3,215,955 individuals in the state of Ohio between the ages of 0 and 19. If you do the math, that means that approximately 0.000002% of the state of Ohio ages 0 to 19 have died from COVID. And some other statistics I'd like to point out too from the Ohio Department of Health. In that time frame, 26 were killed in homicides, 39 from suicide, and 181 from accidents. So realistically, our children have a greater chance of dying in a car accident than from COVID. They're going to say it's not about that. They're going to say it's about getting the parents sick, the family members sick. As I said, we're almost 18 months into the pandemic, and at this point, parents don't have time to do research on their own. Some parents have decided to go with masks, some have decided not to, some have decided to vaccinate, some have decided not to. You know, as a board member, I respect everybody's individual decision because I feel that you know what is best for your family. I would also like to point out too that the CDC is not mandating masks, they recommend. With that being said, my vote is a no. Then what's it about? Dr. Denopoulos?
Hold on.
Yes.
Dr. Denopoulos?
Yes.
I said didn't hear you.
Yes.
Mr. Polis?
Yes.
Mr. Riddle?
No.
Mr. Warren, yes.
Motion passes 3-2. And now at this point,
Aren't they vaccinated?
enter into our consent agenda. Each person has before you
See if everybody
a
leaves.
copy of the items considered for tonight's consent agenda. Would any board member wish to remove any item to be considered separately?
They don't even realize what
Hearing
happened,
none.
Isaac.
We recommend the board.
Mr. Riddle, just give people a chance. Only just take a minute to let people speak. I'm not going to try to do my report while everyone's talking.
Based on the 3-2 vote that carried, I've been directed by the Board of Education to mandate masks for grades K-6 and not for 7 through 12. For
They
20
voted.
days,
It's over. 20 days.
20 days.
Blame me.
Look at these freaking people.
Crybabies. Bunch of freaking crybabies.
Listen, we have a meeting a long agenda to get through. We have to proceed. Would you please
Vote's
permit us
done.
to proceed with the next item on the agenda?
That lady just flipped them off.
Who did? Tribal tats.
You're conditioning her at age 5 to wear masks. Shame on you, shame on you, and shame on you. Coming after all 3 of you election time.
Watch.
Bring it.
Gus Terrace.
Bring it.
Remember that name, oh my God.
Bring it, man.
Remember that name.
What did he just say? Something about motherfuckers? Did he
Remember his name.
while he was carrying his 3-year-old out?
Yeah.
All right, this board meeting has resumed. We ask
What a
that,
freaking
any board member have
cluster.
anything to be removed from the consent agenda.
This is
Oh.
sad, man. Bunch of crybabies.
Officer, would you close the door, please?
Oh.
Officer Lewis, will you close that door?
I mean, serious. Isaac, and they call us riffraff. Jeez.
Right.
Let's. Do you guys want to keep in the notes? You guys want to keep watching this, or you guys want to go to
Will you
comment
deliver your
and we
part
can
of
all
the consent
talk?
agenda, please.
Someone just said, "Just popped on what's going on." I know. Do you guys want to watch the rest of this, or you guys want to kick over to talk?
207 people watching. I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I know some of you like us, some of you don't, but you're all here, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, let's go to comments while everybody's on here right now. And we'll I'm going to get rid of this. Nobody cares about the rest of this. All right, so what just happened for review?
That was awesome, by the way. That was entertaining.
So what just happened for those of you just tuning in? It passed. So original vote was the whole school would be mandated to wear masks. Troy Polis comes in and says they're going to compromise for 20 days, K through 6. So basically the middle school, or not the middle school, the, what is that? The building off College Street or whatever it is the only ones that are going to be required to wear masks. Hey, K through 6 will be required to wear masks. If you just joined us, go back and watch that cluster of a meeting. Let's have some comments. Let's take comments over in the comment section. Talk away. And you know, I know people were giving me crap about, oh, Luke, you're not letting us talk. Where I said on everything Poland, we're not going to let comments go because that is why. That meeting was a disgrace, Isaac.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call the board out, but I'm gonna. Riddle should be ashamed because he is the president. It is his job to control those people, and if they don't listen, you toss them.
Yeah,
you
have
toss
to.
those people out. You get the cop and you remove them because they're disrupting everybody else. They were rude. They were ignorant. I don't care if you want masks or not. I'm to this day, my kids are going to wear masks. I don't really care. I'm supporting the school board, but those idiots that were interrupting, and I'll call that to their face. You can bring over any of those chicks that were screaming and yelling. You could bring over Mr. Tribal Tattoo guy. I'll tell them right to their face.
And they're
rude, ignorant, rude,
and it makes your point illegitimate. Like it makes you look stupid. It makes you look like your point is dumb.
Yeah. Jeez. All right, let's take some comments here. And again, put comments in. We'll read through them as we go here. Megan says real fast before we get into this. Okay. Anyone got a heart monitor lying around? So if someone is in contact with a positive person, will basically be suspended for 2 weeks if they didn't have a mask. That is correct, since there is no road option. Right. But now that the middle school, I'm sorry, I keep saying middle school, McKinley has masks. Anybody that is around when they're wearing a mask will not have to work from home. The high school or the 7 and up, because they're old enough to get vaccinated, if they have vaccines, they will not have to go home. If they don't have vaccines, they have to go home. This display is so embarrassing for Poland schools, 100%. I agree with this lady. Okay, car accidents and homicides illegal. I don't know what that's about. Except, everybody has to wear one on the bus. That is true. Did you know why, Isaac?
Because of the transportation.
Yep. I wouldn't want to be on the board. Some of us had to be in elementary orientation. Masks, by the way. I agree. That was weird. So I dropped Cam off with Maggie at the elementary school. There were hundreds of people with no mask walking in and out of that building. And now they're going to have to work. Of course, everyone is heated. This meeting is early with children. Wow. president should be someone else. Man, that Riddle, that was embarrassing for Riddle, man. And he's up for re-election, by the way.
Not good.
No, I'm embarrassed to be part of this community. Needed to be set the tone. I think the board should have opened up with a look. This is what we're doing. If you talk, you're gone. And that I agree with that.
Got to put your foot down.
But their freedom of having education matters. Or no, Riddle didn't toss them because he agreed with them. That is true. He no voted on the mandate. That is true. That is a very good point. I didn't even think of that. Not about to bring him to that meeting. And it is only for 20 days. This is a good point. Why not go 20 days without a mask and reevaluate after that? Counter
is why not go 20 days with a mask and then reevaluate? Yeah.
Right. And see what the numbers are doing. Yeah, what an embarrassment. I want tribal tats in my front yard. Should I get some tribal tats like that guy?
No, I think you're good, dude. I don't think you need that.
The Star Wars tats are good.
Tribal tats were so 1990s.
Bingo. People need to be respectful of others. PVV next Saturday, Luke versus I will destroy tribal tats. I am so mean.
Star Wars tats versus tribal tats.
Yep. Luke, did you get your list? No, Brian, I didn't get my list. You guys, the flag football people aren't giving my list to kids intentionally. I would agree. What would that hurt? So they're saying not go mass and see what happens. That's what I agree with that too. The decision was to wear masks K through 6. The loudest voice has the weakest argument. Brian Palmer, because you're jeopardizing your kid's health. Oh boy, don't start in these comments here. This is so upsetting to me. It feels like a big FU to families like mine. Our hospitals are trying to prepare for the best we can. These people will just be the same ones complaining when they are waiting hours in the ER. Just a shame. If only they knew the England has a family go through to protect our kids, life and death, direct hospital admission within an hour of a fever. Watch what happens. There's going to be an outbreak at the high school now. 8:30 to 4. Wear a mask. Oh, hey, by the way, everybody watching, if you see in the bottom, Thursday, I thought this was perfect timing. Thursday, Dr. Nino Rubino is coming on the show.
I thought that was next Tuesday.
No, it's this Thursday.
Oh, sweet.
This Thursday, Dr. Nino Rubino joins us from Riff Raff Studios in Poland. Tomorrow is our friend Melissa Poland from the salad place. We'll talk salads and then we'll talk.
Salad place? You mean Sweet Melissa's?
Sweet Melissa's.
Obviously, you don't go there a lot.
I don't. Let's see here. Poland did not apply to create online school, which districts were able to alleviate the issue and prepare for this. That is true. We did not. In defense of our superintendent, he did say he wasn't around for that. Dude, they stuffed us in a classroom like sardines with no EC, breathing all over. Haha, that's probably back when they went to school. I wouldn't say suspended, quarantine for 10 days. That's probably better. They make up assignments. Best keep that out of our yard. Wearing masks doesn't give you a baseline. That's true too. So Brian's saying, Isaac, don't wear a mask for 20 days. See what happens. If everybody gets sick, then you go to mask.
And
wearing a mask, yeah, that's true.
There could be an outbreak with these kids at the high school, and nobody would freaking know because they're not going to show any symptoms because it doesn't affect kids. And then everybody has it, and then they're like, "Oh my God, there's an outbreak!" But it's too late. It doesn't freaking matter.
It's so confusing, man. Was that Tribal Tats the one that said "Remember my name"? No, it was.
It was the hat guy. The hat guy up there and was talking like this.
The funny thing is, I don't know who that dude was. Has his hat on. He's walking out. He's holding like his 3-year-old, threatening the board. If you watch the video, holding like his 3 or 4-year-old, remember my name while he's holding. I'm just throwing that out. Did we ever achieve an explanation why remote options were solidified? It was between the superintendents, and by the time what's his name got there, Hockenberry got there, it was too late. Is what he explained. Remember, that's the way he explained it to us. Star Wars tats always win. I don't know who that woman was, but glad she's not my neighbor. Very, very rude. There was a lot of rude people in there, not just one. Mask cover the school board superintendent butt in case an outbreak occurs. What happens if the kid shows up without a mask? That is they did talk about that, and that a couple people were saying that. What's going to happen? Are they going to call the parents to come get them? Right? You have to. See that, Isaac?
Dude, if this is the case, this is so stupid to me. Like,
yeah, see, I don't know.
How is it a forever thing? Variants are a forever thing. So it's just going to go on forever? Like,
yeah, this is, yeah, I don't know.
Like, what if, okay, variants, and they're saying the variants are getting not as bad, but just spread more. At what point is it like not as bad as the flu? And then we're still going to mask up because kids are getting the flu? Like,
I'm vaccinated.
What
But
do
I
you
guess it
want,
doesn't
man?
matter.
What,
Yeah, I agree.
when does it end?
I agree. Did you see this one? So people threatened and said, we're not sending our kids to school. So kids don't go to school with masks, right? Will they not let them on the bus? Will there be a fight at the bus? And then they get to school, take their masks off, and try and walk in. You're putting your kids in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're using your kids as a pawn at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? What are your kids learning? Craig spoke with over 100 people having concerns, people that choose to express their concerns in a respectful manner. None of us were represented by the shit show displayed tonight. I agree with that. Bet you $100. Dr. Rubino says the masks are a good call. We will find out Thursday.
Can't wait to talk to him. I'm excited.
It does affect kids. Okay, that one was already. This wasn't a decision that should have been made by popular decision. Board members are elected to make the best decision for the good of all students based on the facts. You have a link to the shit show. Yeah, you'll be able to replay that as soon as we're done, actually. So, yeah, you can watch it, Mike. Mike, you're going to love it. I know you, buddy. I know
it's great. It's
Kushner.
prime. It is prime time TV.
The Kushner boys are like the Schuster boys. They're going to love that. Here in Texas, the pediatric hospital have no beds because of RSV and COVID. We're not wearing masks and the counts are going up. A school here made masks part of the dress code to get around the governor ban on mask mandates. I pray these kids safe and healthy can actually be school kids. Well, thanks for watching from Texas, by the way. Apparently, it's the variants are getting worse.
I thought the Delta variant's not as bad. It just spreads more.
It's just.
Is there misinformation out there, or does nothing make sense, or is that just me? Because
here's the other thing that confuses me.
So annoying.
The timing of all these variants right before school, it's something. You know what I mean? It's like, why is it happening right before school? We went all summer with nothing. You know what I mean? Like into the middle of July, and all of a sudden when schools got closed, I don't know. Maybe I'm rated it. So many kids will be sent home. People are crazy enough to hold their kids out to make a point. They could make mask part of the dress code, and therefore every kid would have to wear them. That's a good point too. Dress code.
That's interesting.
Yeah, sure was a lot of people at the game Friday. No outbreak yet. So I have a 6th grader and 2 kids at the high school. How do you explain the logic to your kids? You can't. That's true. So you have older kids and a 6th grade. The older kids go to school, come home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It should have been all or nothing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that was just a silly political move by Troy, is what I think. Don't think they will be allowed on the bus if they don't wear masks. These people just have to realize their choices aren't free from consequences. Emily, I feel bad for the children of these people. Can't get on a bus without a mask. Boy, there's a lot of comments, Isaac. Don't use your kids as a pawn. I think they are, by the way. I wouldn't do that to my kids. Mike Kushner says, laugh my ass off. I can't believe I missed it. Oh, yeah, Mike, that was a good one. Hurry up and be done so I can watch the replay. My popcorn is getting stale. I'm reading as fast as I can.
Dude, has the news not been saying that the Delta variant spreads more, but it's not as dangerous?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just.
Yeah. This is a good point. The school board and the administration should be so pissed off at our government.
Yeah.
Because they just passed the buck to them. Because DeWine has an election next year, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want anything to do with this.
Yeah.
There is, hey, we're leaving it up to the schools. CDC, we're going to advise it, but it's up to you guys. You know what I mean? Nobody wants anything to do with it. So it comes down to this, where it goes down to the admin and the school board members, and they're going to get slaughtered either way. If they would have said no to masks, or they would have said yes to masks, people would have been, or no to masks, people would have been unloading there. I mean, it was a no-win situation.
That's not.
I
That's
can't
not
read
true.
your Steph. Where have you been, Stephanie? By the way, but we can't read that online. You are correct, Isaac. Anyone know if Troy's okay? Do I need to go check on him?
He's getting beat up by Hat Guy right now.
Hat guy, dude. Hat guy and Travel Tats are beating him up.
Dude, the Lambs variant? Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, this is the stupidest thing ever. Oh my god, it's so dumb.
Lambda variant? What
Just
the hell is that?
so dumb. I just why?
I just God, there's so many questions. We need Vito on tomorrow, but we got Sweet Melissa coming on. It's like there's so many questions. Like, do masks work? Do they not work?
It's just so much information out there and so much data that can be skewed by biased people in either direction to the point where it's just beyond frustrating.
Yeah, right here. The state government pushed off decision on health and safety to local school officials untrained to make such a decision. Yep. The Lambda variant is the next one showing up from South America, Isaac. It's going to be like the weather. Today we have a Lambda variant coming up from the south. I mean, it's so stupid. Whatever happened to monkeypox? Is that a thing? Monkeypox? Chickenpox?
I had swine flu back in the day.
I remember
and it was worse than COVID. It was really bad, but we didn't shut anything down.
All right. Well, that's what we got. Again,
for me,
everything Poland is going to be free. This crap. That was just like, was that exhausting for you? I'm like exhausted. I want to go to bed.
I'm just frustrated, like with everything. It's just so dumb.
That was, and again, to review, if you haven't watched the whole meeting, make sure you go back. That was absolutely embarrassing. The board, and I mean this, and I know every one of them, the board should be ashamed for letting that get out of control like that. People screaming, interrupting. It is supposed to be a civilized society. You cannot count on those crazy people to be civilized because everybody's so passionate about it. But the board should have been saying, "You stop talking, or you're gone." And it never would have happened. But like somebody said, Riddle was for. So I guess you know what I mean. That's, any MLO masks for sale? We could do that. You want to do some MLO Bro masks?
No, I don't want to be any part of that.
Riddle and Polis are gone. To be fair, Riddle is up for re-election. Riddle and Dinopolis are up for re-election. And we're going to have our forum, by the way.
And that's the thing, Brian. People would disagree with you. Those people there that marched out are saying the exact opposite. The other three are gone. So, there's people on both sides.
I ate an entire chocolate cake watching that stress eating. Oh, good God. Is there a pandemic Isaac hasn't caught? Isaac, have you not caught something?
I caught swine. It was bad. Dude, bad. Sucked.
All right. I feel like we should have paid admission. Yeah, we should start charging from this.
Oh, that was great. It was great.
We should start charging like $1 to get in. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna have Dr. Nina on Thursday. Sweet Melissa Poland from Sweet Melissa's is on tomorrow, right?
Is she coming to the studio or no?
She's coming to the studio.
Nice.
Everybody wants to come to the studio now. We have our own studio.
Sorry, I'm really close to the camera, Jared.
Isaac, your face is large. And I need a sleeveless riffraff shirt. I'll stop by the office. We live around the garage. We're out of shirts. I got to order new shirts. We owe somebody a hoodie. Like, we're totally.
I have some shirts in my garage, I think, Brian.
Want to bring them?
Stop by. I can. Yeah.
I need a hoodie.
They're weird sizes, though. They're like just the leftovers.
We have hoodie. I went to get hoodies. I owe somebody a hoodie. It's been a freaking mess. Jared said bats in the cave. Oh, Isaac. Let's stop talking about COVID for a second.
Yeah.
Big day coming up, Isaac. 6 days.
On Saturday, I'm getting married to my beautiful fiance that's right in front of me.
Am I allowed to go live during my speech?
You can go live during your speech.
Am allowed?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go live.
Between wedding planning and this and COVID, I just want to pull my hair out and take a spaceship somewhere nice.
Are we going to have to wear masks at your reception?
No.
I'm going to get hammered at your reception.
Yeah, it's going to be great. With my luck, the government will be like, we're shutting down, right?
Yeah,
on Friday.
right on Friday. We're still doing it.
Money.
We're still doing it, Isaac. We're still doing it. All right, we're going to stream live. I'll stream live for my speech. I need to get Brian Harris there. Can I invite Brian Harris to your wedding so he can film me?
Yeah, sure, Brian. Brian,
if you're watching, we need you there.
You're only allowed to film, though. You're not allowed to eat any of my food.
Yeah, no drinks either. You can't afford them. After party anywhere?
Downtown Youngstown.
We're at the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we go to the hotel and drink after?
I think they're till 11, but we can go downtown to like bars.
Are we really going to do that after? We're going to be dead by the time we get back to.
I know we probably won't, but whatever.
All right. Okay. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us again, MLO Bros. Like and follow us. Don't forget we are loan officers at MLS 562548.
1949316.
You want this to continue? Please think about using us for financing so we can keep doing this and not have to go get second jobs. Right?
Also, there were 200 people watching at one point tonight.
There's
got to be people watching that do not like us that are watching. So thank you. I just want to say,
One more time. One more time.
So this is how liberty died. With thunderous applause.
That's echoey too. I just
why are my things echoing? They're not echoing for me. Is this one?
Hi. It's echoey.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, we do. We actually do home loans. We're way better at home loans than we're podcasts.
MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers.
So we'd love to help you guys out finance. We actually have real jobs that we were supposed to be doing, but we don't do.
I never do it. I just hang out.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the fall of Poland, Ohio. The embarrassing thing. Isaac, we will see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.